Is it the best podcast ever?
All right.
Tatum?
Tay-10.
K10. My bad.
I forgot that's like the...
Yeah, that's our camo pattern. That's actually the one you put on your gun. It was my idea to cut that out, and I was like, let's call this Table Rock Podcast. I was like, and we'll put our Table Rock on it. Look pretty neat. Not yet. Forgot something. I don't even like Alabama. It was a free hoodie.
Roll Tide, baby.
Can you hear me, Whit?
I can hear you.
Should, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Going? Can you hear me now?
Hello, hello.
Is it coming through on the video at least? All right. Well, how's it going, guys? My name's Andrew with Branson Cerakote and Applicator Hangout. I'm here with Tatum. He came to our training this week, him and his dad. He's going to sit in for the first podcast and just kind of talk about how the training went and just kind of how that process was, the things that he's learned, things that, you didn't really expect when you came through. So, all right. You hear Whit?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I can't hear Whit now.
Whit, say something.
Nothing.
No, I can hear him. That's okay.
Okay.
All right. So if anybody's on there, if you guys want to make some calls and just let us know if you have any questions or anything, we'll kind of get started with any questions anybody has. I'll pull the cast up and see if there's any questions going. Doug Dundown, what's up, guys? So how was your experience for the training? Like, what did you learn most from the training that you didn't anticipate, or was it harder or easier?
It takes a lot of forethought. You definitely have to have an eye for planning out your designs, just from like just planning everything from your design to layout, stencils, and clean up, staying clean,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
But it's not as difficult as you thought it would be.
No.
No.
It was no, not as difficult as I thought. Y'all made it very, very streamlined, very easy to. I mean, we hit the first day. It was kind of like hitting the ground running.
Right.
You learn a lot the first day, but I mean, it went very smoothly.
Yeah,
Very
and you guys came out here before you actually had your shop and everything to just figure out if this is something you really want to get into.
Yeah, we were kind of getting our feet in the water, kind of seeing exactly what was going on before we went headfirst into this.
Yeah.
And we really were pleasantly surprised with the whole training, and the actual product was look, really learned a lot about that. It was not quite what we expected. Like, you go into this thinking, it's just, I mean, everyone rattle can stuff. But
Yeah,
there's a lot more to it. It's more involved.
definitely. I mean, it has its steps that you have to stay in line, but then there's a whole area where you can kind of just try your own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes it nice. Doug asked if we'd Oh, yes. Okay, cool. He's got it up there. No, we do not plan on becoming a certified trainer for Cerakote. The reason for that is if we have to teach it the way that they want us to teach it, and we show you like we show you how to more run a business, how everything works with a small shop instead of just they're going to have you go in and start spraying V series, even though you might not actually need to spray V series, or there's just coating base for their training. And we're more going to show you how to customize rifles, how we do things in our shop versus how other people are doing it. Um, so no, we don't really plan on being certified with a through Cerakote themselves. You do get you get a certificate when you come to our training that just says that you've been through Branson Cerakote's training, but that doesn't mean that you're a certified applicator through Cerakote.
And we came here to learn how to paint guns, and it's exactly what we did. Nothing more. We stayed on topic,
Yeah,
and that's what we wanted.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very good training course. I mean, I feel like it's a lot of information to try to take in 3 days.
Yeah.
It's just like pounding, pounding, pounding. But you have your book to get through, and then we never just kick anybody out after they've been to our training. If you have questions, call us. We'll help you out.
Yeah.
You have my personal cell phone number, so if any issues, you can just give me a call.
That's the more valuable thing, is just having y'all on the
In your back
call.
pocket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Because I
having
mean,
y'all at our disposal.
we've dealt with so many people over the years that if you're having an issue and you call us, we might not have had that issue personally, but we know somebody that has, and we've
Right.
walked them through that. And so most of the time, we can get you steered right in the direction in no time.
And another thing is, like, I mean, you learn a lot here. You're not going to retain all that, and
Exactly.
I definitely going to see myself like calling and be like, hey, how do you
Yeah.
do the speckling? How do you do this code or this pattern?
Yeah. And that's not a big deal. I mean, we talk to people, can't tell how many times a week I, have to stop what I'm doing, answer a quick phone call, and
Yeah.
just get back to work. So, but we don't mind doing it. I mean, we like it. The way we see it is in America, there's billions of guns out there. There's no way that Branson Cerakote, we would love to coat them all,
Yeah,
but there's
sure.
no way that we could physically coat every gun. And we'd rather people do it right, and then it's going to give Cerakote a good name. Then there's people out there doing it wrong, and then people are getting bad product. And now they're scared of Cerakote, and they don't want it on their guns at all. And so we'd rather people do it right, and we'll show them how to do it right so that we can help everyone out. Our most used base coat, it really just depends on the customer's gun and the product that you're looking for. Black is usually the easiest and safest bet to go for a base coat. I feel like it sprays the best as far as base coat. It's just an easy color to work with. So if I can use black for a base coat, I'll use black for my base coat. Can't tell what he's. Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we actually tell everybody is everybody that comes to our class, we still recommend that you go to get certified through Cerakote so that you do get the discounts on your bottles and you get free testers. Uh, the coating that you will get for free will eventually pay for your class. We've gotten tons of free tester. All those little bottles that we have in our refrigerator back there,
Yeah.
those are all just free bottles that they send us. And you have to tell them you want that free bottle. They don't automatically send it to you. So if you don't ask for it, you don't get it. So when you call to just get your coating, just say, hey, I just want my free tester bottle, and they'll just mail it in there with you.
How often do they release new colors?
Really not 100% sure on that question. But I think it's every couple of months or so, and they change them out. So like you might have a color that you really like, and then you'll go to order it, and it'll just be gone. They'll just drop a color and just kind of introduce the new color. We use okay, sorry. The question was asked, what is our most used colors? We use a lot of black, OD green, Noveskis of the Noveski green,
Noveskis are nice.
Yeah, Noveskis are all nice. What else we got?
Sniper grays.
Yeah, sniper grays look good. Instead of somebody wanting just a black gun, we keep Sniper Gray in stock, and we always try to convince somebody, hey, we just sandblasted all your black off. So instead of going black and just for the sake that it's Cerakote, we'll now go Sniper Gray. Now your gun's a little bit more custom. It's not going to look like everybody else is out on the range. What else do we got? We keep our
Battleship Gray was one we used a lot.
that was really good.
Loved that one.
It's like a lighter gray.
Yeah, and it kind of finished very matte.
Yeah,
Well, it was very flat on it.
it looked really good.
Yeah.
Our reds, we like to use like Hibernero red, Crimson red is good for like blood. We keep that on stock. We have big bottles. We use for our blues titanium blue and sky blue. We keep on hand. What else do we got? Sorry, it's hard for me to think about them when I don't see the bottle. I'm just trying to like imagine our refrigerator the way it's set up. Noveski Tiger Eye. We just keep a variety of a few different browns. Just find the browns that you like, a few greens that you like, and you can do a lot with those. Like we found out, we use 7 colors. We used Desert Sand, Desert Verde, Noveski Tiger Eye, Patriot Brown. What green is it?
Bazooka?
No, we used the multicam light green.
Yeah, that's right.
And there was 2 others. I can't think of them. But we used the same colors, but only thing we did was we got rid of the Desert Verde, switched it out for the OD green, and we used the same exact colors, though, and we went from a desert pattern to a woodland pattern. So, I mean, you can still use the same colors and come up with different patterns. It just depends on how you want to spray it. We put the green on towards the last for our woodland pattern, so it came up more woodland.
Corvette Yellow or Lemon Zest? I didn't see the Lemon Zest. I did
The-
see the Corvette Yellow.
I like the
very
lemon
bright.
zest over the Corvette Yellow. Corvette Yellow is definitely Corvette Yellow. It's really loud. Roll up one, Wit. I don't know if I've seen that question. I got them all. Yeah, Corvette Yellow is just it's really bright. I've seen it used in a few like saltwater fishing baits and stuff. But for guns, I mean, you can use it. It'd be a good color fill color to just kind of pop out. It'd be a really nice contrast color, but I wouldn't use it for a whole lot of like a base coat. Or Corvette Yellow again for a base coat would be terrible because it's easy to overcook that, and then it's gonna tack out way too fast.
Does, for example, would it be hard to cover black with yellow? Are there some colors that don't really cover?
The prison pink is terrible.
Sure.
Yes, it is really bad. Sometimes it's best to spray that, let it sit for 15 minutes, and then hit it with a second base coat and go back over it.
Yeah.
And that'll give you good coverage. And if you pull something out that you can go in for your 12-minute tack out, pull it out, and if you're light, just go back over it again with a second. Sometimes it's best to leave your coat in there, like how he was spraying the shimmer aluminum.
Yeah.
Well, that just is kind of terrible as a color to spray. Until you get used to it, you
Get
can
some
even
dry spray.
yeah, you get dry spray on it. So to get rid of it, spray that whole thing black base coat, and then go back, tack that out, and then spray your shimmer aluminum over it.
Yeah, because
And
once
that's
you sandblast, you're kind of in the dark. You can't really keep track of like where it's covered and what's not.
Yeah, it just dries back up, and it just looks like raw aluminum. So easy way to get rid of that until you're comfortable with those kind of colors, just spray you a black base coat, and then you're good to go. So, but so our training is, I feel like it's pretty decent. We feed you guys good.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely the food.
So I mean, we cooked burgers today. We had pizza yesterday.
And by the time lunch comes around, you really want it. You
Yeah,
kind of want it.
There's a lot of running around, going back and forth. The shop's not small, but you do a lot of walking, going back and forth, and mixing up your colors and getting
Yeah.
ready and all day. And we experimented with some custom colors, get to take home some dog tags. So every time if you do mix a custom color, we recommend getting dog tags. You can just order them off Amazon or eBay or whatever.
I really like that process, mixing our own and finding out what shades you're gonna get, because really you don't know what you're gonna get.
No, not always. It just is random. And so Just get you a dog tag, write down the mixture on the back, just write the H code because the word a lot of times is just too much to write out.
And it's gonna be a lot more accurate than a swatch set or anything.
Exactly. The
That's
swatch sets from Cerakote are
yeah,
they're pretty crap.
yeah.
The shading's not the same and everything. So if a
Not very
customer goes
accurate.
through it and they look at it, they're like, "Hey, this isn't the same." So
That's what I assumed too. I was like, oh, well, I like this color on the wall. Let's just put it on. Several times you bake something and it'll turn out darker
yeah,
and or lighter or something.
yeah. It normally it was like that olive that we sprayed,
Yeah.
multicam olive, I
Yeah.
think's what it was. It looked kind of brown in the bottle, and after we sprayed it, it looked a lot more green, I think is what it was.
Sure.
Yeah. So you never know what you're gonna get till you bake it out. And we've even talked about just spraying all of our coating that we have, just mixing up like 6 mil and just
Yeah.
making swatches and just taping it to the front of it. So when customers come in, they can look at it and see what it actually is supposed to look like
Yeah.
when it's after it's baked out. And so that's why we also recommend you stay at your 12-to-1 mixture. So if a customer brings something back, then if you did mix that 12-to-1, as long as you go back to your same 12-to-1 mixture and
You'll
your
be right on.
ratios, you're right on.
Yeah.
You're not going to worry about shading difference or anything. It's not going to be more matte. So how do we avoid Facebook jail when posting firearm projects?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean we
I'm not
have
on Facebook,
gotten
I don't
we
know.
have gotten flagged before, I think. Uh, I'm not our social media guy, but I mean, I would say that there's kind of limits. You can't sell guns on Facebook. You can't advertise that you're selling them. You can, I believe, word it to where, just say this is a project that we worked on today or something. I mean, I post pictures on there because I'm on the Cerakote Facebook page or Cerakote fanboy or something like that. Okay, yeah, Cerakote's fan club. Uh, and we post pictures all the times of guns on there, and I've never had issues. It got to be the way you're wording it, I would assume. Yeah, you just can't sell them. You just can't advertise that you're selling anything, and you're good to go.
Interesting.
But it is getting harder and harder. Like even our Facebook page that we had the first time, we're on a second Facebook page. It's just gotten started over, and everything that was on there got lost. And so that's kind of the reason we started Applicator Hangout. And it's a really good community because we're not going to get on there and say, hey, you can't post what you want. As long as you're not getting on there and like posting like some kind of Nazi organization or something or actually threatening, like trying to threaten someone or doing anything like that. We don't care what you post. Guns are guns. Do what you want to it. We don't care. Everybody has the right to say whatever they want. Just don't get on there and bully somebody or, just be mean for the whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like we just want it to be a easy community. People post what they want, and so far it's grown. We've got I think just a little over 100 people on there now, and we're actually running a competition this month or for next month. We've challenged everybody to do their best project, and then all of the employees up here in Branson Cerakote are going to judge, and then the winner of that, I don't know what they're getting yet, but there's going to be some kind of surprise at the end for a
Cool. Wow.
yeah. And we put the link to Applicator Hangout in the comments. You guys can find that if you're interested. We have lots of videos on there that explain how to actually do different patterns. We have tons of discount codes on there for different products. We try to update new videos every week or two. Like we're trying to do better. Like our Whitmore is our editing guy. He's still in high school. He's trying to start with colors obtained to stir with magnets. Yes, you just have to shake them more. A lot of times it's because your magnet is just sitting at the bottom of your cup and it's just gotten a bunch of crap all over it. Like the coating's real thick. You just have to shake it until it's kind of like imagine like shaking spray paint and you got that ball in there. You just got to kind of break that ball loose and really get it moving, and then you'll spin on your magnet. Start your magnet low and then just slowly turn it up.
Is
to go.
Is Cerakote food safe? This is actually a question I had going in and learned it is not.
Correct.
Yeah, not food safe. I thought you could just do a kitchen knife or something, but
Yeah, no, you don't want to
think you
do
wanna
that.
do that.
So, and the reason it's not, I believe that maybe the clear coat would be, but they have to get every coating approved by the FDA. They can't just say Cerakote in general is FDA approved.
Yeah.
So they have to get every one of them. So they just haven't done that. I feel like they should at least try to get the clear coats to where they're food safe, and then you can clear coat over stuff, and then it'd be good to go. But if you're doing tumblers or something, you have to have a 1/2 inch lap at the top. So you'll have, you grab a tumbler behind you. Got one right here. Yeah, so you have to just tape off. Thank you, sir. Want to tape off just the top of this, and so you have your 1/2 inch. That's what they say you have to have by the FDA rule. And then after that, you just spray everything around it. We run our tape across the top and then fold over inside of here and just crush it all on top, and we spray them on top of cardboard. So, but thanks for the question, guys. We appreciate them. So would you recommend people to come to the training at Branson Cerakote?
Definitely. I'd definitely send them here. Um, this is more for you come here with 2 projects, you bring a large rifle and a small pistol, and that's exactly what we wanted. We didn't want anything to do. We're not going to do headers. We're not going to do vehicle parts. So
Right.
that's not anything we're concerned with.
Yeah.
Definitely, I would recommend this for certain.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's projects turned out extremely well today. Well, actually, over the last 3. I wish we could bring them in and show them, but they're all got wet, clear coat on them. We'll try to get pictures of them and post them later. But everybody's project turned out extremely
I
nice.
think everyone did
they're,
solid. Yeah.
they're really good. Look, what's the best way to test out item is tacked out properly without possibly? And that's a really good question. So we tack everything out at 180, no matter what, for the H series. We are about 12 minutes for our timers. That doesn't mean that everybody is 12 minutes. 10 minutes is a good starting point to start checking for your oven, because humidity plays a part. Your elevation is going to play a big part. So everybody, depending on where you're located in the country, is going to be a little bit longer or a little bit shorter. So I would just start it at 10 minutes, and then like if it's a slide, you want to feel kind of like on the inside of the slide if it's going to be tacky, because that's going to be not visible, and so you're not going to notice that. You don't want
There's some areas that'll be concealed.
Yes,
I mean,
and that's where you
more
want to
often
look.
than not,
Yeah, you don't want to like just grab like somewhere that's all you're going to see is a fingerprint. Just try to hide that fingerprint if you are going to get it. Just kind of like on the tip of the, if this was my slide, just kind of like tap on the inside a little bit, and then you're not going to leave a fingerprint noticeable.
That's a good question.
As soon as that actually tacks out, you want to get that project out as soon as possible, as soon as it's tack free and not feeling any kind of stickiness. So that way your next base coat will actually stick to it. Because if you go in for too long, then your next coat is just going to flake off. It might stay on there for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but it could eventually just start flaking off of there.
Yeah.
And then you might not even have the project. You've already given it to the customer, and they're only just a couple weeks in, and they're like, "Hey, man, you did a crap job on this."
Be in a bad way.
Yeah, that would be terrible. And I would like to say a big thanks to Alan T. and
Stitches, that's you, right?
sorry.
Said Stitches, that's you, right?
Yeah, so my nickname is Stitches here, everybody. That's what everybody can call me. My name's Andrew, but I go by Stitches here at the shop. I've cut myself and injured myself here in just about any way you can. So Laura used to be a nurse along with my wife, and I ended up in the ER, and she was there, and she came to try to do my stitches in my finger. When I cut it open, I went all the way down to the bone in my finger. I did that one at home though, not at work. But so yeah, so my nickname is Stitches because I don't hand them out. I just receive them a lot. This has been an amazing week. I feel like we've done lots of good stuff. I'm glad you guys chose Branson Cerakote for your training.
Yeah, me too.
And I really appreciate you guys coming down and actually doing the podcast with me for the first one,
Sure,
just to
yeah,
kind of
it's
let
fun,
everybody
man.
know what's going on.
We had a ball. We had a ball.
Yeah, it was really good. And so you guys aren't actually up yet and running.
No,
How
not
do you
quite.
know when you plan on actually opening up?
Probably a year.
In a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll try to get me a calendar marked down and like probably like give you 6 months or so to kind of get going. So like in a year and a half or
Yeah.
so, we'll call you back up and get you back on the podcast and just kind of check in on you and see how you're doing, how the shop's going. We can just have you phone in.
Sure.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be awesome, you know. And
Definitely.
if you guys are ever in Branson, come on by, just make a vacation for it, kind of like you did this time.
Oh, well, I'm sure
Come and spend a
we'll
day with
definitely
us.
end up back here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come and spend a day with I mean, Branson's got all kinds of fun. Just don't come in the winter. The winter's terrible.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
for sure.
anybody that's even for training, if you plan on coming and bringing your family with you to Branson Cerakote and think you're gonna have a fun time in Branson, do not do it in the winter. There is nothing going on. Like, the summertime is where it's at in Branson.
Yeah.
We have tons of people that come through here. It's a big touristy town. There's lots to do. Uh, you yourself will not enjoy any of that because you will be stuck in a classroom with me, but your family can go out and have fun.
Yeah,
And
you'll be hard at work.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it'll be well worth it in the end. You know, you'll leave here with tons of knowledge, and we got a few tricks that we try to save just for our training. Uh, your dad's gun, I mean, that thing turned out
Solid.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
I think it's slick.
Yeah. And like I said, we don't have pictures of it all. I should have took pictures of it so that we could have just posted them on here. But we're putting clear coat on everything, so we can't actually show anybody what it looks like right now.
By far, my favorite was the table rock lock.
Oh yeah.
That look turned out really nice.
Oh yeah. Table rock's a hard pattern to beat. I mean, it looks good no matter what, and I feel like you nailed it. I mean, that's one of the best looking table
Yeah.
rocks I've seen come through here in a long
It
time.
was sweet.
It looks really good.
Pulling those stencils off is like, oh man, I can't. It's like the best thing.
It's kind of satisfying, you know, because
Yeah.
like you've done all this work and you've put all this hard work in, and then you just get to sit there and enjoy it.
For sure.
Yeah, it's relaxing. Well, all right, guys, that's about it for today. We're gonna get out of here. We still have a little bit left that we need to go back here and button up for the day, and
Not
then
done yet.
do what?
The work's not done quite
Nope,
yet.
we just got to go finish wrapping a few things up in the back. But we appreciate everybody coming to check out the podcast. Welcome to Tacked Out. I guess I never actually said thank you for joining or coming to see us today. But we'll be back in 2 weeks and we'll do another podcast. And maybe we can get some more people on here asking more questions and just see how this goes. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.